Welcome to the RxM Cloud Native Short Takes. I'm Ron Petty. In this short take of the RxM Go Observability module, we're going to have a look at Delve, the Go debugger. Here we see our game plan. The first 4 steps have already been completed. So install Go, configure the path so we can access the tools, install Delve the debugger, again configure the path so we can use it. And then from there, we're going to pick up by taking a brief look at an application, just so we have some context. We're going to run the app so we get a little more context. And then we're going to see where there's a bug, and then we're going to use Delve, the debugger, to see if we can walk through our code and reach that same location. So let's take a look at the actual program that we're about to debug. So there's 2 primary components. There's 2 modules. The first one is a driver, so that's cmd.go, and it's going to load a package and run a function that's defined inside of code.go, and that's actually where our typo lives. In addition, in the driver, there's going to be some Go routines and some channels being used, just so we can look a little bit into the special powers that Delve provides us when we're debugging Go programs. So let's run our Module 1's driver application. So we can see it prints out some kind of navigation output just so we know where we are in the code. And then we can see our typo there, debugging is neat. So where is that coming from? There's more than one way to do this, but we're starting with the basics, so we're just going to see how we can navigate to it in the debugger. So to launch the debugger, you type in DLV, debug, and then the name of the program. The debugger has many tools. Probably most helpful is the help command, which you can shorthand by typing the letter H. And this provides all kinds of subcommands. Starts off with navigation. Breakpoints. This allows us to stop execution so we can look around and see what's happening. We can print out the variables. We can print out information about the Go routines. We can view the stack related information. And we can look at the actual source code and do other additional operations as well. So let's list where we're at, the L command. This shows us where we're at. Now, this may not look familiar. Basically, the debugger stops us before we actually enter our application. So let's set a breakpoint with B in the main package on the main function. To list breakpoints, you can type BP. And then to continue, to simply run to that breakpoint, hit C. We can see that it's stopped at the breakpoint, which happened to be on line 8. Now, we're able to do things like step through, we can step into, we can step out of function calls. In this case, what we're going to do is hit N for next. Then we're going to keep hitting N till we land on line 17. So what has happened? We've created a couple of channels. We've created a couple of Go routines, and they're sending data back and forth. So we can see some of this. We can type in locals, which shows us locally declared variables. If our function had arguments passed in, we could have typed in args, but in our case, main has nothing passed in. We can introspect these variables. I can say P of weight, right? This will print out the weight variable, so we can get some insight into it. We can dig deeper. We can say weight dot buff for the buffer, the internal buffer in this channel, to get further information. If you lose where you're at, type in L to see where you're at again. Now in this case, our actual bug comes from the run me function on line 19, where our typo is being returned. So before we get to there, I can actually set a breakpoint in advance. So if you only partially know the name of a function, you can type in funcs and then give it a partial name. So I'm just going to type in run. So there's a whole bunch of things with the word run in it. But if you know a little bit more, you can filter it down. And so now we have a pretty good idea that it's unique. So run me is unique. So I can set a breakpoint on it. Run me. And again, instead of hitting next, I can hit continue. And now we're on it. If we hit N, we can step, hit enter, step, and right there we can see our typo. To exit out of this, we can just hit C to continue. And now we've finished our debugging session. Instead of exiting, you could restart it with restart. And then start this process over again. It is kept track of our breakpoints. You can remove a breakpoint if you need to. You can add more. For now, we're just going to hit continue. See that we stopped at main, hit continue again. See how we stopped at run me, hit continue again to exit. And this time, we will quit. And that is the Delve Go debugger. Delve is just one of the things you will learn in the Go debugging module from RxM. On the rxm.com website, you can build your own custom Go course with the Courseware Builder. Hover over Courses, scroll down to Custom Course Builder, and click. Scrolling down, you can see the available courses and modules. You can click on Debugging under Go, place it in your custom course outline. That's our cloud native short take Go debugging module.